Hey guys, Ryan here, and it's 2 o'clock on Tuesday. Hope you're doing well. I am going live to talk about AI agents and how to make them work for your business. I've got Sean in the backstage waiting for me to bring him in. He's going to be talking live. Hopefully, you guys that are in the school community are going to join. This is meant to be a live workshop. Sean's joining from Portugal, so I mean, if he can join from Portugal, surely we can get some people to join from from the U.S. I am streaming this live to the DIY community in school community, and I'm also streaming it on Instagram, X, YouTube, LinkedIn, and Facebook on all my channels. If you're watching this on the recording, then please ask the questions on the recording. I will answer any and all questions. You can also go to my conversational AI website, which is DIYAI .ai, as you can see on the screen. And you can also go to my school community. It's skool.com/DIYAI. And then you can also text or call us at 561-861-3238. Why should you listen to me? I've been doing the digital marketing for about the past 20 years, and we've helped thousands of people, businesses throughout the U.S. and worldwide during that time to get better results with their digital marketing, to create a consistent stream of pre-qualified, pre-sold leads. And now with the advent of AI, we can do the same thing, and really magnify the results and get really better results faster. And we can also help you do some of this yourself so that you can be a little bit more self-reliant. And that's what I'm really trying to teach you today. The topics that I'm talking about today, before I bring Sean on, are really around let's see, the topics are really like cloud routines, setting up sub agents, and then setting up a CRM, which I know Sean has asked me about. Sean is setting up his own agency in Portugal, in an area that is not really. I mean, Portugal's just. It's funny. The different countries are, more open to AI and artificial intelligence and digital marketing in general. And Sean's in an area called Obidos, and it's just a little bit, it's different in terms of the market, what they're, they're open to starting or learning about, and what they want to implement in their business. A lot of them are apprehensive about AI, to say the least. I think the market here in the U.S. is a little bit more open to it. So we'll talk a little bit about that probably as well. But I really want to make sure that we talk about the topics. I'll go through the cloud routines that I've set up so that if the AI ever fails on my laptop, it can run in the cloud. So that if I assign a job to the agent, it runs no matter if my laptop's open. So that's number one. And then number two is sub agents. How you can have not just one agent set up, but you can actually set up two or three sub agents. One would be a researcher, for example. One would be a drafter of the email, and then the third would be a fact checker. And you would run all those at the same time in order to get the best end result. A lot of people don't know that you can do that. You can do that with Codex. You can do it with ChatGPT. You can do it with Claude. And then topic three is that you can set up your own CRM, and that's what I've done. We call it the board. It's on my local host, computer here, and it's pretty amazing because, I mean, it does everything that I wish the old, like any other CRM would do. I built it custom for myself. because that's what you can do with AI now. So anyway, that's really it. Hopefully, some more people join. If you're watching, please post the comment below wherever you're watching, and I'll answer any questions that you have, and we'll just go through this. We've got we've got a little while to go through this stuff, and I'll add Sean to the stage. What's up?
Hello.
How's it going?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Tell us about that crazy market you got over there.
Oh gosh, it's just been really really difficult. It's the the people I've been speaking to, almost all of them are very, you mentioned, apprehensive about AI. Even some of the people have been sort of openly uh,
Critical?
critical. Not and just like I had, one lady tell me she hates AI and wants nothing to do with it,
Yeah.
and it was too bad because she has this company that would have been perfect for her. She's a dog groomer and super busy, and like I've watched her in action. She's grooming dogs and answering the phone, and then grooming dogs and answering the phone. And I'm like this, I could, and she's like, I
Yeah.
hate AI. I don't want to have anything to do. I'm like, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean, it's been really, really difficult. And I've created a bunch of different custom voice agents to show to people. You heard my kite surfing one, which
Yeah.
was fantastic and worked so well, and actually worked in French also, and Portuguese and Spanish.
Yeah.
And I had my French guy, my French buddy, use it, try it out, but they were just like, it's just, they don't, phone calls is not their pain point, right?
Yeah.
So, and then it's just been difficult. People are just they don't see yet what it can do.
Yeah.
All they
Well,
know is
let's look at let's answer. I mean, like I hear the challenge. I mean, like I want to stay in solution. I mean, they might not be ready, and that's okay. It's like next. So we talk to whoever is ready to talk to us. And I think that that's
yeah,
really the key, identifying what their issue is and then just solving it, like we've talked about before. And there's so many ways to solve it. I mean, and you could do what I'm going to show you today, Sean, and solve this for yourself first, and then implement it for somebody else. Like what we call is dog food it. Like eat your own dog food, and and it's not dog. It's great. It can be a great solution, and these are simple solutions that people don't really know about. I mean, even yesterday, and this is not even one of the three topics that I want to talk about today, but um, a lot of the guys that I follow said that there was really an AGI moment that happened yesterday, and I tend to agree, although it woke us up in the middle of the night. Is there's now a voice with ChatGPT. I mean, there has been. Don't get me wrong. The difference between the voice now, though, and what it was is that it's now attached to the best models. So you can have a conversation with these voices, and it's using like Claude, Opus 5.0, and it's using Chat GPT 5.6. So the brain on the other end of the voice is like it's unbelievable. I'll show you before we jump off today. And by the way, we've got a lot of people joining. If you have any questions, please type them below the wherever you're watching on X. People are watching on YouTube, Facebook. Or jump in and ask any questions you want. I'm going to show my screen here in a second and show you what I mean. But before I go on, any questions, Sean, or any comments?
no, not yet. Nope.
Okay, all right. Let me go through it really quick. I just want to make sure we get to this because I think it's really, because I'm just curious if you're using this, or if you think that based on what I've already said, do you think you would use the things that I was talking about when I just kind of introed them in the beginning?
I mean, eventually, but yeah, I mean, the sort of evolution that I've gone through in the past, couple weeks is getting Claude Cowork, connecting it to my Google Chrome, giving it things to do, and it actually goes on Chrome and goes to websites and clicks on things and fills things out and does things for me while I'm, just sitting here watching it.
Yeah.
So
Well,
that's been pretty amazing.
let me stop you there. So while you're sitting there watching it, so that's why I was saying. So the first topic is the agent can go and do work while you're not sitting there watching it.
Right. No, I mean, I don't just sit there and watch it, but I mean, it's going and I'm, kind of watching it and doing other stuff, but
Well,
yes.
but wait, what? Okay, let me just get clarity on this because what I'm saying is that you could give it that same prompt and then say, hey, use Anthropic's cloud computers to run this same prompt that I'm having you run right now on my computer and run it on Anthropic's computers every day at 7 a.m., for example. And so in other words, it's running in the cloud. And so you don't have to you don't have to be there to start it, and it also doesn't need your computer to run, you know?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
something that you might want to just consider because I mean these are just little add-ons that you could do, you know?
Yeah. I don't have the actual need to do those sort of automated things, that sort of frequency right now. But
Mm.
absolutely. Yeah.
Well, do you have the need to find any new clients?
Uh, yes. Right now, I'm really focused right now on using the BNI channels.
Yeah.
Right. That's going to be my first sort of foray. I just went to my first meeting Thursday, which I told you about.
Yep.
But things are going to change now that I have access to their platform, and I can speak directly to, you know, anybody anywhere who's part of the network, and they have to talk to me, and it's a great thing. So I'm going to start there because they've got to talk to me instead of just like shotgunning cold call stuff
Yeah.
out.
Uh-huh.
Um,
Well, I mean, what if you could get the list of all the people in the group and then put an email together that was a email that introduces them on a deeper level to maybe even a video about what it is that you do or a link to your website or just a quick little slideshow so you could upload that entire list to Claude and put that on a regular every 2 week
Update.
update where it would be running on again. I keep coming back to this. It would be running on Claude's cloud computers as opposed to your laptop, so that you don't have to remember to do this, and you could have Claude come up with that update, whatever it is. Just so just wanted to remind you, this is another thing that our system does. I'm going to introduce you to a new topic every week at if you're open to it at 9 a.m. Portugal time, and then it sends that to them, and it's just one more one-liner of what it is that you do, how it can help help them or help somebody else that they might know, and you can give them a very quick email that they could send to somebody else, so they don't even have to do the work. So you could have it all done for them, and in a nice little tight package that Claude prepares for you every 2 weeks again, like without having your laptop open, and again just on a regular schedule.
I like that. Let me check into that. Let me see. I don't know what the if I have to connect with people directly through the platform.
What you mean through BNI?
BNI it has like a LinkedIn sort of platform,
Yeah, but
and I don't know if
I'm sure you have access to their list, their email list. So I would get that and then connect to people through the emails that they give you.
Yeah, let me check.
Eh,
I'm going to check on that. That's
Yeah,
awesome.
and maybe even get access to their text messages so that you could send them text messages through Claude as well. You know. So let me
Check.
share my
Go on.
screen. I'm going to go through the topics really quick. Yeah, I just want to make sure that you're thinking of all the different ways that you can really use it. You know, because I think that you're thinking that you can't use it, but I think that there's probably more ways that you can. So okay. So let me go here. Okay, so one of the things that I did is I created this quick morning brief. Okay, so all I did is I went into Claude, I opened Claude up, and then I went into the I went to the code section. I clicked on new, and then I just identified a folder that I wanted to put this in, and that, you don't even really have to do that, but so you just this is the prompt I gave it. Create a cloud routine that runs every weekday at 7 a.m. Eastern Time. Check my Google Calendar for today's meetings and my Gmail for anyone still waiting on a reply from me. Then send me a short brief. Then run it once right now so I can see the result. So, it's going to set up a scheduled routine, then run it right now. And so it says the right tool here is a scheduled cloud agent, not a session cron, which dies when the session ends. So that's the difference. So it's running a scheduled cloud agent. Found the connector UUIDs from prior routine, Gmail, and so it's identifying, does it have the right connectors to my Gmail and Google Calendar to see what it needs to see. And then it says, routine created, and I ran it twice. Once is a real cloud execution, and once here so you can see the output. And then this is it says weekday at 7 a.m., calendar, awaiting reply brief, connectors, delivery. It's a push notification to your phone with the headline, the full brief, the routines, etc. It says what model it's going to be using. And then it says that, it ran today. These are the topics that are waiting on me. And yeah, so that's how easy it can be. You can see it when I put this prompt in, this is all that it went through. And so that's all you've got to do in order to create a regularly scheduled event, if you will. So and it's a cloud routine, or a cloud agent, scheduled cloud agent. Now, and I would use this for, pretty much, there's so many things you could use it for. You could have it do anything on a regularly scheduled, time frame, and not use your computer. Use the cloud so it can run with your computer open or not. So that's something that I would definitely set up. And then I work with Claude to come up with the topics, and this is me doing that with with Claude. You can see here, I go back and forth with it. And by the way, the cloud routine, which is interesting, it identified that there was an issue that I had one time where I had a morning brief that ran at 1:40 instead of 8 a.m. because my computer lid was closed, and everything showed green, but nothing ran. So, this is a while ago, but this is, a great example. And Claude had context of that. So I could use a real world example of why you'd want to be using this. From my experience. So topic 2, sub agents. So, like I was saying, you can create multiple sub agents, and what I'm going to do here is I'm just going to grab this. Here, this is the actual. I'm going to create a new session, and this is what I was saying where you could put it in. I'm putting everything in this folder called workshops. I copied the prompt, so it says research business name, and I could go to, let's just go to roofer. Okay, so I'm going to go for over the top. Um, yeah, let me go for this one. Typically replies in a few hours. Okay. Over the top repair. In Palm City. Okay, so I'm saying research. Let me just increase this. So research over the top repair in Palm City launched 3 sub agents in parallel. Like I said, a researcher. So we want to research their website, Google reviews, services, and service area. A drafter is so. This is gonna when I execute this, when I press enter here, what's gonna happen is Claude's gonna spin up 3 agents, and in other words, 3 new sessions here to the left. And it's going to draft a short, friendly intro email. It's going to be one of them. And that's the drafter. And then the fact checker is going to be another agent that's going to check every claim that the researcher did against the draft. And then it's going to show all 3 outputs when done. Do not send anything to anyone. Boom. Is that clear? So we're going to run that. So it should spin up 3 agents. See, I'll launch 3 agents in parallel, the drafter, fact checker, and the research. So it should running agent. So you can see it's consuming tokens. It's telling you how long it's taken. It's researching over the top roof repair. And it should give the result here in a second. So while we're waiting for this, what questions do you have? What do you think? Anything that, let me go back here.
I'm watching, but I was also looking on my BNI site to figure out, and I can't even find where everybody's email is listed. I don't know if that's something they keep hidden, except for your own specific group.
Okay, you should be able to talk to somebody there, whoever's the, like in charge. They should be able to give you a list of the emails.
Yeah, I have my first mentor session on this Thursday.
Oh, good.
So I'm just getting started. So, yeah.
Okay. All 3 are running in parallel. So they're all running in parallel. And we'll see the results here in just a second. So let me, yep, here's the agents. So you can see the different agents running. They're all running in parallel. This one's used 113 tokens so far. This one's used 79. This is used 110. This one's using 13 tools. One's finished. This one's using 13 tools. Drafter is done. Research and fact checker are still running. The slow pokes. And then slackers. So I'm using Opus 5. I would really recommend everybody use Fable 5 if you can.
I already ran out of my tokens.
You did? Yeah. So look. So you can see here, I've got 16%. It resets on Tuesday at 12 a.m. I really need to be using Opus here. Fable. I'm going to switch it. But, so yeah. So this will be done in just, now it's using 21 tools. This one's using 17. I think it's using a lot more to do research. You even view the transcript. That's pretty cool. Okay. Let's see. What else? While we're waiting. Yeah. If you guys have any questions, please post those in the comments below. And then I can go over the third topic while we're waiting for that. And by the way, if you guys aren't in the school community, this is the school community here, school.com/DIY AI. We've got 65 members. I've got another group that I'm the founder of Accelerate Marketing, which is a large digital marketing agency that we have a separate school community for that. But but yeah, let's see. So I'm gonna go back here. Yep, it's still researching. Okay. So topic three, the board. So I do have a CRM that I've created, and it's kind of nice because I've got a lot of like real client contact information in there, so I don't know that I can really show it. But I built it from scratch by just vibe coding with let me by just vibe coding with Claude. I mean, I use Fable 5. It gave great output, and yeah, I mean, it really did a phenomenal job, and it's built in. I've built in everything that I'd like to have in a CRM. So yeah, I mean, if you're really wanting to have a way to keep track of the businesses that you're talking to, what you've said to them, what needs to be done, then you can create a CRM. And especially if you already have what I talked about in today's first and second topics, where you have these cloud routines running and then you've got sub agents running, you can have all of the outputs from the cloud routines and the sub agents feeding your CRM directly and updating your CRM directly. I've found that although connecting now is a little bit easier, but connecting your CRM to, for example, like Go High Level, connecting that to Claude has been just a major pain in the ass. It's like you have to use OAuth and you've got to set up this, this app, and then it breaks every freaking day. It's just not worth it. Now, what you can do, and a lot of people don't use this, is you can use this little browser button here. This is probably one of the most underused tabs that is out there. Claude and ChatGPT just launched their own internal browser inside of their app, their desktop apps. And if you don't have the desktop app, you've got to get it, because the browser functionality is amazing. Because now you can open up whatever you couldn't connect to your Claude to the right, log in, and then Claude can just use its ability to run the app or run basically its own browser inside of its own app. And it does it even better than when it's trying to run the browser inside of your own Chrome. That's on your own computer, because it's its own browser. It's literally a browser that's been created for Claude and for ChatGPT. So my whole point in saying this is that if you ever have a problem with giving access, for example, Sean, if you ever want Claude to do something for you, you could go, for example, to your BNI group's website, and you could have it do things for you inside of its own browser. And you can even, what you can do, and this is what people don't know, is that you can even record your screen now to give Claude instructions or a workflow. So for example, if I wanted to create a new chat here, so look, you can now, let's see, where is it? Co-work. Oh, maybe I didn't update it yet. It should be here in chat. Add add files. It should be here as an option, but it's not. It's when you go to chat, when you go to plus, it should be here as an option for you to record your screen, and that allows you to record any workflow that you want to get, any instructions that you want to give Claude. You can now record your screen and instruct it by recording your screen instead of trying to tell it. I always say show don't tell to my team. And that's the most effective way to do it. So now you can use voice mode as well. I was telling you about voice mode. I don't know if you're going to be able to hear this though. Let me see if I can use. Hey, Claude, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you loud and clear, Ryan. How's it going?
Hey, good. Sean, can you hear Claude?
Yeah.
I think there might be a bit of confusion here. I'm Claude, not John.
No, I know. Hey, Claude. Hey, so I just wanted to talk to you really quick to show people just how easy it is to communicate with you, and help people understand that I'm using Opus. I think you're using Opus 5 as your model, right?
Actually, I'm running on Haiku 4.5, not Opus. But that's totally fine. Haiku's built for exactly this kind of quick, snappy back and forth conversation, which is perfect for what you're doing right now.
Can we switch to Opus for 5.0?
I appreciate the ask, but I don't actually have the ability to switch my own model version. That's something that would need to be configured on your end in the system settings or deployment setup.
Okay, I don't know why it should be able to, okay, because on my phone I was talking with it. I mean, but you can see it's very smart, but Haiku's not is not as good as Opus 5. On my phone, I know for sure I was able to communicate with it on Opus 5. Maybe on the desktop, I think you know what? It's because I haven't updated with the most recent version of Claude on my desktop, I think. So I haven't downloaded.
Are you using Whisper for that, or is that just going straight into Claude?
No, that's just going straight into Claude. So see that's a good question. See, this is what I'm saying is that a lot of people up until now, that's why they're calling this really like an AGI moment, because it's kind of like Jarvis now. I mean, we've been able to do this with Google for a while, but Google's models suck. It's nowhere close to Opus 5 or Fable 5 or ChatGPT 5.6. That's what makes this such a dramatic shift, is because now on your phone, and you can, here, I'll show you. You can go here. I'm going to do it on my phone. I'm going to share my phone here in a second. So on my phone, you can use in the chat, you can use Opus 5, and I'll show you in a second. Let me just show you. Hold on. Screen share. Hold on, I gotta turn my phone on here. Wait, we're on StreamYard. Okay. Come on. Chrome tab, hold on, there we go. Wait, is that it? Wait, let me just cancel. Okay, so share screen. Hopefully this is gonna do it. Oh, come on. I think it's because I just did it. Yeah, I want to show my phone screen so that you guys can see this, because I think it's really important that. So on your phone, I'm just going to talk you through it. So on Claude, if you just go to Claude on your phone and you go to chat, you'll see Opus 5 as the option. Just click that or tap on that, and then you just go to the right next to the microphone to the right. There's the option to do the same thing and have a conversation. I'm just gonna I'm gonna play it so we can. Hey Claude, how's it going?
Hey Ryan, doing well. How are you? What's
Hey.
on your mind today?
Hey, good. Are you using Opus 5 right now for your model?
No, I'm running on Haiku 4.5 at the moment. Opus 5 is the powerhouse for heavy lifting. Haiku is actually quite capable for conversational stuff like this. Why do you ask? Thinking about which model to use for something?
Yeah, I was told that we can use Opus 5 for voice mode with you.
Ah, that's interesting. Yeah, Opus 5 would definitely be available for voice. If you want to switch over, it gives you more capability for complex reasoning and deeper dives on things. Want me to request that, or are you good with how Haiku's running for now?
Yeah, let's switch to Opus 5.
Got it. I'll switch over to Opus 5 for you now. Unfortunately, I don't have direct control over the model selection for my...
Okay. All right. Anyway, let's see. So here's what a lot of guys are using this for, is they're able to get things done on their phone, like almost more than I mean, they're literally able to do what I was just showing you, like spinning up multiple agents. I mean, I could send you a video. It was crazy. Like this guy was literally going out for a walk, in the forest, and just talking to Claude and having Claude, because Claude's got a connection to his Gmail, his calendar, everything that Claude needs access to, everything. I mean, his CRM, Claude's able to go and implement anything that this guy wants while he's on his phone, and send emails, put together a post on Instagram, put together, like the workshop meeting prep. I could have that done. I could have it say out loud what that workshop, meeting prep is, and then I could correct it after. So it's all through talking. So it's a lot more can be accomplished, like on the go, which is one thing that I really, I really like. I mean, I don't like using a laptop if I don't have to. So now they're making it so that it's like Jarvis, you can talk to it, and it does things. It's actually got the ability to get things done. That was the difference
Jarvis?
between, huh?
I don't know what Jarvis is.
Well, Jarvis is it's on Jarvis is the AI that Iron Man was using to get things done.
Oh.
Remember? He'd say,
Yeah,
"Hey, Jarvis," and Jarvis would just get shit done. So this is what they're saying is Jarvis, and I agree. I mean, because Jarvis could actually do things. I mean, and Jarvis had a voice, and it had a brain, and it had connections, and so now, see, before with Google, there was no connections. The only way that you could communicate with Google was in the chat prompt with no connections to your Gmail, to anything. So it was like powerless. Now it's got access to everything, including your Stripe if you want to give it access to it. I mean, you can have access to all of your tools from your phone as long as you want it to have that kind of access, which is really very powerful. So let me go back and see. I'm gonna see one more time if I can actually screen share this, because I think it'd be. Nope, it's not letting me do it. Anyway, I'm gonna go and I'm gonna see where the chat is at, where the result's at. Oh, okay, over the top. Okay, here we go. It's done. So let me just show you. One second. All right. Okay, so I'm going to go back here. Okay, so it launched all three agents in parallel, like we were talking about. And the researcher, drafter, and fact checker. Okay, so, and again, you can always pull up the browser by clicking on this tab. That's probably something new to you.
Yeah, where is that? I don't see
free.
that.
You've got it, and again, I don't think you have the app downloaded for your laptop. I bet you don't. You've got it.
I have Claude.
I know, but you've got access to it in the browser. You don't have a separate application like down here.
No,
like
sir.
this. Yeah.
I have a desktop Claude. Yeah.
Okay, so you have the app. Okay.
Yes,
So you got to make sure you got the most updated version of it.
I did. Well, let me try again. Just make sure. Let me just check for updates. I'm running the latest version.
Okay.
I wonder if it's a Portugal thing.
I don't know. It might be because yeah, we've got the browser here in the U.S. and you can see all the background tasks here. You can open up your terminal, for your computer, which is kind of nice if you want to run any terminal um, tasks. So here, let me go. So the researcher, two headline findings first. It's not actually a Palm City company. It's based in Hope Sound and Stewart. Okay, it's one of 14 service areas. Uh, Palm City is one of 14 service areas. Port St. Lucie, Palm City, Hope Sound, Stewart. It now operates as a soulless company. Their logo file is literally OTT, a soulless company logo new. Their footer license belonged to Soulless Roofing. Founders Bill Soulless and Stewart. Wow, look at all this research. It's crazy. The basics. So website over the top roof repair, coatings, replacement. Owner Charlie Jameson, president, second generation. I mean, look at it's so detailed. Google 4.9 stars, 175 reviews. I mean, contact, boom. You can email them right there. Tech stack, they use raw HTML, tells you everything that they're using for their website. The gold, review themes on responsiveness. Their best reviews are literally speed stories. Assess damage within 2 hours of my initial phone call, scheduled for the next day. Okay. But two of their only three one-star reviews got the identical owner reply. We can't seem to find you in our customer files. Two angry people the company had no record of. That's their own public words. No review explicitly says never call back. Best pitch angles. So it's telling me how to pitch them. They can't find you in our system replies. FAQ emergency response versus 9 to 5. So they don't have any FAQs on their Google Business Profile page. 9 to 5 phone. So they have their phones on 9 to 5. That really needs to be 24/7. Mid-hurricane season timing. It's right now. One office admin as an entire intake funnel. They're already paying an ad agency to drive calls into a phone that closes at 4:30. That's weak. Club care renewals, My Safe Florida Home, or following up independent products is okay. The drafter. When you're on a roof, who's answering the phone? Hey Charlie, Ryan here. I was looking at roofers in Palm City and you stood out. That's why people hire you. It's also the catch. When you're on a roof, you're not on the phone. I build AI agents that answer for contractors 24/7, including after hours. It picks up the phone, books the estimates, and keeps texting the leads so it doesn't go cold while you're working. Same idea works for care club renewals. So I could send this to them. 118 words. The drafter is self-reported. Every checkable fact is real. The frame is stale. Verdict. Hey, Charlie, partially supported. Charlie is president. So, okay, red flags. The email doesn't know about soulless absorption. The whole solo owner-operator promise took 1 to 2 years stale. You're not on the roof. Hook is contradictory to their own materials. Reframe it. Okay. So it gives my take. The draft is disciplined but built on the wrong promise. The strongest ground rewrite hook is the researcher's find. The two, we can't seem to find you in our customer files. One reply, okay. Want me to produce the correct? Yes. Please produce the correct version 2 draft and then send the email. Yeah, so there you go. I mean, that's pretty easy, right?
Wow.
And we'll send it. We'll watch it send it. So this is, I mean, you could do this, and so that you see the advantage of doing this without your computer being open. Now you can do this and have it run 24/7 and just do this all day long. Does that make sense?
Yeah, it's great. I'm just looking. I was just checking out the site. Apparently Portugal, that's because it's the EU, doesn't have this capability of using the in-app browser.
Ah, okay.
Anthropic restricts agentic browser features in parts of Europe, tied to EU regulatory requirements around consent and automated system access.
Yep. Makes sense. There you go.
But I mean, I
Um,
still have access on Chrome. So,
yeah,
but
yeah,
but I will say it's very slow.
yeah. And this is gonna be it'd be much faster in the browser for sure. Um, and here, I'll show you. It's kind of here. Let me see where there's something. Can you post something in the browser to the right when you're done to show, um, for example, the information about Solus so that we can see that? I'd like to see that in the browser to the right. So it's saying before drafting V2, I have to run the mandatory same day ground sweep. So it's checking all inboxes, granola. It's checking all of just to make sure that we haven't talked to them already. But I don't think it needs to do that. I think it's kind of overkill. But
Now, when you talk to them, what button are you pushing?
oh, I do FN or function in the bottom left. So that was what I was saying before. That's why this is such a groundbreaking strategy now is to use voice for ChatGPT or for Claude because now you don't have to use Whisper. I gave you that insight because that was the fastest
Yeah.
way to communicate with Claude. But now there's another option. So you can actually talk to it, which is even more real time and even more engaging, you know? So does that make sense?
Yeah, no, man.
Yeah. And supposedly,
Okay.
from what I understand, ChatGPT's voice is even better. I used it a little bit yesterday. But you can run you can run Codex. So you can actually, my understanding is that you can only use voice for Claude in chat for Claude. However, the voice for ChatGPT you can use in Codex, which is their programming, software. So that's a real big advantage if that's true. It looks like that's the case. I really want to give these results before I wrap it up here today. We got about 10 more minutes, and if anybody has any questions, please, either jump in, ask the question, below wherever you're watching this. I see we've got a few people on now on X and Facebook. I'd love to answer any questions that you have about what we've talked about so far, which is, creating, multiple agents and then using, the cloud functionality to have the agent run and just do things on a regular schedule. That's the other thing that we're talking about. But do you think you'd be able to use some of these things, Sean, like some of these tools that I showed you today?
Absolutely.
Okay, good. Okay, so it just made this. This is not live on the internet, but it's kind of funny. So it built this little website. Research brief: Over the Top Roof is now a soulless company. It just created this whole summary, this website. Why it matters, the pitch. Okay, so here, what changed from version 1? Dropped. When you're on a roof, you're not on the phone. They dropped that. Replaced with supported gaps. Am I showing my screen? Yeah. Um, replaced Sunday closed everywhere. Storms don't keep business hours. So that's what it replaced it with. Dropped. You're on site start to finish. Now praises verified review quotes instead. 4.9 out of 175. And it's written to land safely whether Charlie or the office admin reads it. So it's because it's going to the admin at email. So your standing rule is that nothing sends until you approve it. Okay, so send it. God dang it. So it's staged with one word away. Reply, approve. So yeah, it's going to go out, and I can even have it be on the lookout for any response, and then create a response email and respond as well.
There's a lot today.
It was good. Yeah. I mean, you just gotta, it's pretty easy to do. You just gotta, I would recommend that you have at least $100 plan a month, and you should have enough credits to be able to do things like this,
Awesome.
Yep. Yeah, and, like start looking in the US market,
Jeez.
Yeah, that's what I would do.
I don't know. It's a little bit of an aside, but I was talking to my friend Kyle that you spoke with,
Yeah.
my other AI mentor.
Yeah.
I was talking to him about this, and he's like, "Well, why don't you just take over one of these businesses and run it with using your AI tools? You could be much more, successful and profitable
Yeah.
instead of selling them $200 a month AI agents."
That's really the play right now. Is if you understand AI, even to the extent that you do, I mean, you can implement these tools. I mean, that's really the strategy, is to buy these businesses or buy a business and then just implement the. I've actually already reached out to a business broker here in Stewart, and I looked at a tree service company that's local here. I signed an NDA, so I can't say which one it is, unfortunately. But yeah, they gave me the NDA. I signed it. I looked at their numbers. They were only doing like one. They weren't doing that much. But some of these businesses might even do like they might even owner finance it for you, so that you owner finance it. They owner finance a sale, and it's a win-win. I mean, you just structure it so the beginning they give you a ramp up period, so you pay a certain amount, and then you want to make sure that you've got a home run, though. You want to make sure that you've got everything lined up so that day one you just turn everything on. You set up their local service ads page. I mean, I would look for a business that preferably doesn't even have a local service ads page set up, that's in a smaller city, meaning 200 to 500,000 people, which is not that small, but like smaller than like a big city, like a sub market, and where there's where it's a vertical where the end client is worth a lot of money, where they're where people will pay a lot of money for their services, like a contractor. Like a pool contractor. My buddy, this is who he works with. He works with pool contractors, and he's killing it. And he's running local service. He's using my strategies, and he's charging, like I've told you about him before. He's charging like $2,500 a month, for each one of his clients. And he's got a system for reaching out to them, and his offer is really simple. I mean, his offer is really interesting. He's literally, because he knows that he can use our software and nobody else has our software, he just connects, he sets up their LSA for the business. He sets up the LSA for the business, and he actually owns the LSA. He actually so the business doesn't own it. He actually owns it. He sets it up, and if they ever leave, he owns the local service ads page, and they have to set up their own new one. Which is, I think that's a really healthy tension. I think, I think that sometimes it's a good way to do it, especially if you're not, especially the way that he's doing it. This is the caveat. He's actually not charging them for the setup. He's giving them 2 weeks for free. And he's saying all you have to do is pay for the ads. And probably 50% of the businesses take him up on it. And a lot of them are like, what's the catch? What's the catch? This is too good to be true. What are you doing? And he's just like, I need to show you that this is going to work. And once it works, then then you can start paying me. And they're glad to pay him because he knows how to choose the locations that are going to work the best. So he knows how to stack the deck in his favor before he makes the promise. And it's working. He's signed on like 5 clients in like 2 weeks, 3 weeks. It's crazy.
Man.
Yeah. So, okay. Well, let me know what questions you have. Again, if you guys have any questions, go to our website, diyai.ai. Go to our school community, skool.com/DIYAI. And you can go to, call us, 561-861-3238. Join us every week. We'll answer your questions. It's supposed to be like a live workshop. So, if you join, I'm going to answer your questions. All right? So hopefully you got value. And we'll see you next week.
Thanks, man.
All right. You bet. See ya.